Hey everyone, this is Anna here. In this video, I'm going to show you how to throw a luminary, the one that I had on my previous live that had the fox and the forest. I don't think I have my fox here with me. I did bring my luminaire, so this one was a test. So my goal is to make something similar to this. Let me make sure I have my chat on. Yeah. My chat is on. So I wanted to make sure I make it taller and also curved, a little bit curved towards the center. And so this will be a short video just showing you how I throw, what kind of clay, that kind of stuff. And then I'm excited to announce that Saturday is going to be the days that I will do my lives. And I will put a post, under the post, I will put a picture there just as a reminder that starting this Saturday, I haven't quite figured out yet the time. It's going to be in the morning, but I will announce it later what time. And I figured that Saturdays would be the best time that people are not working. I know that, you know, you might have other things also to do, but just from also from my point of view that I do other things here also. So I'm trying to combine what is the best time. You know, that's why I did that survey. Some people put evenings, but evenings not good for me. So I think mornings, and I'm still trying to figure out what time in the morning, but I figured Saturday might be better than, you know, during the week in the morning. So I decided on a Saturday. I'm just trying to still figure out the time. But anyways, it will be this coming Saturday. Today, I'm just going to show you how I throw this. Let's see if anybody's there. If you're here, can you say hi? Just want to make sure my chat is on. So anyways, I will zoom in and show you how I throw this. And then Saturday, you can follow along, and for me, when I do my carvings, and you can just follow along. So if you want to throw something similar to what I'm going to do it today, and then Saturday, we can do it together. So let me zoom in to what I'm doing here. Hi, Linda. I'm just zooming in here a little more. Hi, Cheryl. Hi, Claire. Trying to zoom in to a position that is good here. So I hope you guys caught what I was talking at first. Good morning. So this is pretty much what I'm going to be throwing, the luminary, and then Saturday you guys can follow along when I'm carving. And my goal is to make it taller. And so this right here is Iceman, which is a real good clay for hand building. I'm not a hand builder. I do make sculptures and do some things like that, but I'm not usually, I try to throw everything on the wheel as much as I can. And so anyways, this clay, I don't think is that great for throwing, although on Kentucky Mudworks website, it says it's a great clay for throwing. So I don't know why I have such a hard time throwing with this clay. I do like white bear better for throwing, and it's really white, whiter than the Iceman. But it's not a good clay for attaching things, attachments. And since since we're making this that has a lot of attachments like the branches of the trees and then the little leaves that we're going to be making, Iceman is the best for this. Even though it's a wheel-thrown piece, but everything else is, you know, carving, cutting, attaching things. So I think that's the best clay for that. And so I threw another piece earlier today because I ended up making two foxes, one taller than the other. And I wanted to have two styles of luminary, and I'll show you here in a second. So this one will be wider, kind of like the one I just showed, just taller. The one I made earlier is narrower and taller. So we'll see. We'll be making both on Saturday. And 2 pounds of clay I have already centered, so we don't waste too much time. Let me know if it is the good lighting. I did add another lighting here. I think the lighting might be okay. Better than last time that I had it. It was too dark. So we'll see what happens. I almost, earlier when I was throwing with this, I almost had a collapse here because of the clay. And for one thing, this clay is very, very, very soft. I don't know if that is a good thing sometimes. Sometimes it can be a bad thing. And I like to throw fast just because I am so used to throwing with porcelain. And porcelain, to me, I think the faster you can throw, the better off you are, because it doesn't give time for the clay to really absorb that much water. But to tell you the truth, this one is almost like throwing with porcelain, if not worse, to me. I don't know if I'm doing what I'm doing wrong that I have such a hard time. And I'll show you here in a little bit how I'm going to measure this to make sure I have the right diameter. Are any of you guys familiar with this clay, Iceman? I am pretty new still to Iceman. So let me know if you guys throw with Iceman. Let me see. Let me see here. I'm having a hard time to read here. I'm having a hard time reading here all the comments. Anyways, I'm going to measure here in a little bit and show you what I use. I have a shrinkage ruler that is from Diamond Core, shrink ruler. And this comes in handy to measure, to see how, you know, depending on the percentage of the shrinkage of the clay that you use. So this one is 11%. So I don't think they have 11%. They have 10% and 12%. So when I measured earlier, it was 6 inches across. So then I'm going to use 12%. just because I don't have 11%. So I guess I would do another measurement once I pull the wall. So all you do is you go with the 6% here, but it equals to 6.72. And, or if you just wanna, it doesn't have to be that precise. You can go with like 6.5. So I'm gonna start pulling the wall to see if I can get the height that I want to. Again, this is 2 pounds of clay. I just realized my floor here on the piece might be a little too thick. Let me see. It's about right. It's a little bit over quarter of an inch. So the way I'm doing it, I pinch the clay like this, and at the same time I try to control the walls with this pinky here. That's how I usually throw. But this clay is so soft. It's almost like trying to throw with cream cheese. So this video might be like a blooper, who knows? Like I was saying before, when I started my piece earlier, that I threw taller, much taller, also using 2 pounds, but I made it narrower. So when I try to color it in, it almost, you know how it does, it folds a little bit, and I was able to save it. But I know it's not only me, because I did see somebody posting about the same problem, that they have this clay. It doesn't react that nicely when you try to color it in. So, and that's my struggle with this clay. Other than that, it's a great clay for, you can do sculpting, you can do great for attachments, hand building. And another thing too, if you like the not Iceman, the white bear, you can do both, like I throw the mugs that I make, these sculpted mugs. I actually use Iceman, sorry, confusing the two. I throw with white bear, and then my sculptures, I use Iceman. So you can actually use both, a combination, because they're the same shrinkage rate. And I found that out by testing it, and it works. So I guess I should have used a little bit more clay. So that was 2 pounds. And I will try to color it in a little bit more, because I do want it curved. Hi, Misty. Yeah, I'm not getting what I wanted here. I was trying to get a little bit more height to this. And this is such a hard clay to throw. for you guys that are hand builders, you probably could do that better using this for the luminary. You might be able to do this even better by, with just hand building. I'll try to pull more. Let's see. A little bit taller, but not quite what I wanted yet. I'm trying to get some of the clay from the bottom here. Without going too thin. Yeah, so maybe I should have added a few more ounces, like maybe 2 pounds and 2.3 or something like that. Yeah, not much taller than what I had before. I'm gonna try one more pull. I'm gonna try color it in again. Oh my gosh. The reason I am curving is because what I want to do is when we get to the part that we add the leaves, I didn't want to start putting the leaves all on the inside part because it took me a while just putting the leaves alone on the outside. So my thinking was that if I can curve, you don't show that much on the inside. And so I thought, well, I can put the leaves only on the outside, and if it is curved, it won't show as much, the inside part. So I got a little bit more height in here, not much. I'm just gonna straighten out this. I'm just making a flat, so I forgot to tell you this too. It helps when you make a luminary to make the bottom as flat as you can, because, some people use the candle, the electric or battery operated candles. So that wouldn't matter that much, but if you use real candles, you want a flat surface so it's not like wobbly or so. And now I'm just removing some of this lip here. Let's see if you guys had any questions. I'm just curious to see if anybody else uses Iceman, to see what you think. So let me see what I have here. I hope I have, let me see. I was using 12%, so I think I have about 5.5 wide. On the top here I have about 3.5 wide, and then the height, so 3.5. So it's only an inch taller than mine, which is a little frustrating. I want it a little bit taller, but With the amount of clay and using this Iceman, yeah, I should have gone just a little bit over 2 pounds to get a little bit more height. Let's see. Trying to read here the comments. It's hard because I'm using my phone to for the streaming. Let's see if you guys had any questions, or you haven't seen this clay sold in your area. Yeah, it's by Kentucky Mud Works. So as you can see, it's gonna look a little bit different than what I had here. So you see what I was talking about? By making it a little bit taller, so it's only gonna be an inch taller than this, but it's curved. So hopefully it won't show like the back, like this one, as much. And so Saturday, as I was saying before, I will show how I carve and how we attach these. And then I will show how we add a little bit more detail to the fox. Also, these will be altered a little bit. So you start with a round piece, and then I'll show you how you can cut the bottom. You cut the bottom, but not the very base of the piece. So you do a cut, and then you push this part in. So it will be like almost when you do on a soft leather hard. So it's not completely leather hard, or you won't be able to do this. So I will show how I do that, and then we'll carve and do the rest. And we'll talk a little bit about the glazes also that I used. So as you can see here, the difference. And when you push that in, it makes that little place for you to put your fox or whatever animal you want to sculpt to add to it, because it is a forest. So let me see. Thank you. Let's see. She adds ceramics. Thank you. So that's it for today. I am going to go ahead and cut it. Actually, I will cut just a little bit because it doesn't really has it won't have a foot, like, you know, not like you're doing like a mug. So I will trim very little. And then we'll have fun with this and add some more texture and stuff. Oh, let me show you the piece that I threw earlier. So let me just take this off the bat. Show the piece that I did earlier. So with 2 pounds, so as you can see, I curved in towards the center a little bit, so you won't show that back part of the trunk of the trees. And this one, using 2 pounds, let me see, how tall is this one? Is 5.5 tall. And then the base is about 4.5. So it's an inch smaller on the base. And then here on the very top is the opening is only about 2.25. So Saturday I'm gonna show both. So I'm just giving you all these details in case you want to throw something similar to one of these two, and then we can do it together on Saturday. So I will show you how to cut kind of like wavy to kind of make the canopy of the trees on the top here. So don't worry so much if it's not perfect on the top. It won't matter anyway. So anyways, guys, thanks for being here with me. Sorry this was a little short video and not quite how I wanted as far as the height on the other piece. But like I said, I do have a hard time with this clay, even though it's a great clay for hand building. But not so much for throwing. Thanks for being here. See you Saturday.